Hi everyone, this is Matt. Welcome to the Real Gamerscore podcast. This week I'm joined by Cameron.
Finish him.
And Alex.
Hi.
Not the new Alex, the old... You'll figure it out. Here at Real Gamerscore, we like to discuss all things Xbox achievements and how we totally aren't toxic to boost with. This week we talk about rocket-fueled burns, getting over here, and not so Silent Hill rumors. But first, here's the song of the week. Boost with me, tell me your game. Oh, you can join mine, it's all the same. The lobby's up and I'm grinding away like a cog all day. Talk to me, tell me your tag. You're breaking up, is it all the lag? We're playing games and we're getting it done for that pop. Oh, baby. Well, if RNG gets on my side, we're gonna rock this boost tonight. I'll let it keep me up till I pass out. It grinds in my mind and I mind how it grinds. And we game. Oh, baby, when we boost. I go crazy cause it looks like it's easy, but it takes a whole team. Like every session in history. And we game. I'm wasted by the way we boost. No one ever wants to grind. It reminds me that a booster's only got one thing in mind. Well, thanks me. Another fucking banger.
They're going to be
Pick
playing
a song
that one.
from like this year.
They're going to play that one in the club
From
tonight.
this year? From wait,
I like,
so you want me
I'm
to pick
pretty,
a song from...
I'm pretty sure all the singers are singing about COVID or whatever, but like, I mean...
You want me to pick a song from the last 2 months that I know, am able to sing, and that you will also know?
Can it also be in like at least the top 10 of the charts?
Okay, alright. Alex, what's the song?
She Bangs by Ricky Martin. She bangs,
Oh,
she
yeah, got
bangs.
it in one.
Oh, baby, when she
Oh,
moves.
baby, when she moves. Exactly.
She looks like a flower and stings like a bee.
I had a great time recording that one. I've had the song stuck in my head all fucking day now. But
I thought it
good
was
job,
great.
Alex.
I thought it was great. I was listening to it going, I might get into this.
Oh, look, I mean, I'll sing it. Well, I've got proof that I'll sing anything.
Can it be like a Rock Band at PAX and we get kicked off the stage again?
Oh, we'll get kicked off immediately. Welcome to the show, everyone. It's myself, Cameron, and original Alex, the OG, not better Alex or Alex 2.0.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Better
like,
Alex. I feel offended.
I'm sorry, we upgraded.
That's it. We're done. I'm turning the server off. I'm offended.
Nuke it off from orbit.
Alex, I've got to say this though, yeah, he doesn't have a beard.
He doesn't have a beard, so that's true. You have a much nicer beard than he does.
I didn't say anything about it being nice. I just said that he didn't have a beard.
By default, because he actually has one. Speaking of the server, we also have a Discord channel, discord.io/realgamerscore, which is where you can get in touch with us. You can talk to us about what you've been playing, talk to us about the podcast, talk to us about that damn dishwasher you need to turn off, Cameron.
Oh, did a bip. There he goes. He's running away.
And you know we also, you know, it's where we do our competitions and, you know, we do announcements, and, you know, if you're part of the Patreon, you also get into our special channel where we've got some upcoming projects. I know we've said we've got a few times, but I've actually put plans in place to do this one. So we might see some stuff there probably next month, but we'll see how it goes.
Essentially,
I've got a couple of ideas.
Essentially, what you do is you remove the old people that said that they had ideas, and you add new people that said they have ideas.
Exactly, I run this thing just like a business.
Did I come on just to get attacked?
Speaking of Patreon, we desperately needed someone, so Alex showed up. We also have a Patreon. Speaking of giving us some money, patreon.com/realgamerscore, where you can donate to us monthly. It's a subscription that allows us to run the server, keep maintenance costs, do competitions, things like that. We really appreciate all of our patrons. And we've also do a monthly draw that we haven't had a chance to do, so we're catching up on that now for January. So basically the winner gets a free Xbox ID at Xbox game of their choice. All you have to do is contact Kirby. Can I get a drum roll, please? And the winner is Charlotte. Congratulations, Charlotte. I'm not going to read your full name out because that would be doxing. One of our new patrons. I think she's Audrey Lilly on the Discord. I think. Okay. I'll have to double check that. Congratulations. Make sure you get in touch with Kirby, and you might get a game sometime in the next 6 months.
Kirby's been quite busy, keeping us all safe, testing our corona tests. But yes, absolutely. Yeah, to be fair, as much shade as we do throw at Kirby, he has been very busy, saving lives or whatever it is. He doesn't listen. Apparently. He doesn't listen anyway. So
no, he doesn't listen to this fucking show. Why would he do that?
Do you know I'm better than him at Rocket League now because he stopped playing for 6 months?
I mean, I'm just going to edit that out so it just says that you're better than him at Rocket League. You don't have to explain why. You just are. It's fine.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't need to qualify. Can you edit that part out for me? Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I got that. I'm definitely going to edit that out. No one's going to hear this. Don't worry about it. We've also got, speaking of competitions, we've also got the Real Gamerscore Word Challenge has finally made its reappearance. Kirby, just before we started recording, managed to get the first clue up in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, like I said, get on there, discord.is/realgamerscore. The way it works is each week, or each couple of weeks, depending on how quickly people are guessing, we're going to release a clue for a video game. And basically there is a channel in the Discord where you have to guess what that video game is based on those clues. Every time we bring out a clue, the amount you could win goes up. So currently it's at $10, and the clue is that this game is episodic. And that's all you've got so far. So Jay Black's probably going to get it before we finish recording. But if he doesn't for some reason, hopefully you get in there with a chance. Make sure, just because what will happen is if you guess it correctly, a GIF will show up. Make sure that you only put one game in each message, because if you put multiple games, it won't work, which is what we found out last time. So keep it one game per message, and there's a slow mode, so you can't just spam it. So think carefully before you, and also be careful because other people are going to be watching, and if you come up with a really good idea and you're really close but you don't get it, someone's going to steal that straight away. So think really carefully about what you want to post. All right. With that housekeeping out of the way, let's get into the news. This first news story. Mortal Kombat. Have you guys heard about this? It's been around for a little while. They've had a couple of games. I think they're at 11 now.
Mate, everyone knows Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. My girlfriend would hate me. My girlfriend would not be my girlfriend if I didn't know Mortal Kombat.
Fair. So I assume you guys have seen the trailer then for the new Mortal Kombat movie that's been filming in Australia.
Is it filming in Australia? I forgot about that.
It's South Australia, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Old Mate Clan is one of the fatalities.
Who?
Oh, really?
Who's one of the fatalities?
Old Mate Clan.
Oh.
Old Mate Clan. Yeah, Brad. Yeah.
That's the last time your microphone doesn't work. Shh.
I'm pretty sure the filming was in Adelaide. That's the only.
I think they were filming in Adelaide. I believe. I think we talked about it, many moons ago. But yeah, so they just dropped their sort of first trailer for that. Comes out. I think the movie's coming out in May. I think it was, so a few months from now. It looks. Yeah.
HBO Max, good. April 16th.
Oh, April, great! And then
actually,
so you don't need to go to a theater to watch it, so you can just stream it. You can stream it 100% legally. So you guys have watched the trailer. What do you think?
It looks good.
Yeah, it looks good.
I'm not a super big Mortal Kombat fan. I used to play it in, Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 when it was that, pixelated gore, and it was like, oh wow, this is really cool. But then as they've kind of graphics have improved, it's like for me it's just a bit much. I mean, having said that, I've played
it definitely is.
Gears of War, and Gibbs are going everywhere, but it's another level. Mortal Kombat. It's just a bit much for me.
Yeah, I'm actually I'm not super squeamish, but some of the stuff is it's ridiculously next level.
Yeah.
The fact that someone had to come up with some of these ideas of how to kill people, and then draw a storyboard of it, animate it out, put sound effects in, and then just touch up the graphics on someone's brain matter is pretty fucked.
Well, didn't they have that story, was it last year, that there were people working for, is it NetherRealm, I think, or NetherSoft?
Yeah.
That had PTSD because of the things they had to look at to inspire
pretty messed up.
the fatalities.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah,
I mean,
it takes a special kind of mind to come up with some of those things, you know.
Yeah, but it looks pretty good. I mean,
but
it's your typical kind of Mortal Kombat, over the top. You know, blood and Jax is in it, Sub-Zero's in it, Scorpion's in it. Other people are in it I didn't recognise.
Yeah, I'm just wondering.
They're the top three.
Like, this movie will be very fan servicey, but like
yeah,
how much?
I mean,
of a
it probably will be. I mean, like it would make like.
Get over here.
I mean, like,
yeah.
I don't know. Have you guys seen the original movie from the 90s?
I've seen the original one.
30 seconds about
the one that was in the 90s.
Because we're talking about the trailer. Alright. Nikita's official opinion is it's good and I love it. How many times did you watch the trailer? What's your favourite part? Sorry, she said 20.
20?
She's watched it 20 times today.
Holy moly.
That's quite a bit.
Someone got to pump up those views.
When Sub-Zero turns blood into ice.
Oh, that is pretty impressive, actually. Yeah, that is a really cool bit. But obviously we don't...
The dragon?
That dragon was kind of... The dragon looked cool, but I was like, I'm a little worried about what the effects are going to be like in this movie, because they looked okay, but it didn't look like, top-level CG. Like, I'm a little worried, but we'll see.
I think it's possible. It's fine.
I mean, essentially, the first movie, like the original movie back in the 90s, was... What? It was essentially just Enter the Dragon. A bunch of people go to an island and beat the shit out of each other for a bit. And then Johnny Cage gets dragged into hell with, like, sticks and, like, Halloween cobwebs. And then he rips off his things, Scorpion rips off his face, reveals a skull, and breathes fire on him. And, yeah, it was a weird movie. It was really, really good, though. So I'm interested to see. But I'm wondering, like, how they're going to strike the balance between, like, the cheesy kind of, like, ridiculous nature of Mortal Kombat and, like, the serious gore and, like, fucked up stuff. I don't know. I think it'll be...
I'm trying to think what's worse, trying to decipher Kingdom Hearts or Mortal Kombat.
I mean, like, Mortal Kombat usually makes some sort of... well, yeah.
Didn't they retcon it?
Actually, yeah, they
like number 8 or something?
Yeah. No, so 9 basically... 9 was basically a retelling of the first 3 games, where Raiden goes back in time to basically fix all that shit. Because he's like, this shit's fucked.
We can have an entire podcast episode just dedicated to Nikita trying to explain Mortal Kombat to the rest of us and having no idea.
Actually, Cameron, have you seen the first Mortal Kombat movie, the original one in the 90s? Okay, well that gives me some ideas then. Moving swiftly on.
I'm going to go into a method of watching like a lot of older, like Yakuza, Like a Dragon, the movie, not the game.
There's a movie?
Oh my god.
There's a Yakuza Like a Dragon movie.
That's gonna be weird.
Really? Oh, okay. That's gonna be very weird.
Yeah.
It's gonna have
tentacles.
Grown-ups wearing diapers. Yeah. Yeah. It's basically
Wait,
actually 90.
I'm sorry.
90% of the movie is just him playing mahjong.
Yeah? Sorry.
Wearing diapers or the tentacles.
90% of the movie.
Yes, Cameron, a little bit. I mean, if you like it, cool.
Oh,
whatever gets your socks off. But
I'm not one to judge the Japanese, but I mean, like.
Oh no, I am. I'm one to judge. That's. I mean, look, we can get into the history of why tentacles are a big part of hentai, but this is not the time nor the place.
That's a whole other podcast. Serious.
Yeah, that's RGS After Dark.
We have way too many podcast ideas and not enough podcast time.
Oh no, trust me, we can go into some weird shit. All right, let's move on to this new headset that Xbox has announced.
Yes.
Cameron, do you want to run us through it?
Xbox released a new headset.
Oh, for fuck's sake, why did I go to you? Alex, do you want to tell us about this new headset?
Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna just get into it. So essentially, Xbox released a new headset that is 1, wireless, 2, looks like an absolute beast of a thing. 3 is described as being best-in-class audio performance, and 4, this is not a paid advertisement. But I mean, like Microsoft, if you want to send something my way. No, yeah, essentially they revealed that for the Xbox Series X, S, the One, Windows PC, and mobile devices. It launches on March 16th, I believe, worldwide.
Yeah, I think there's pre-orders up at the moment.
Yeah, $150 Australian. I think $99 US. £95 and €100.
Yep. It also has Bluetooth. It's probably worth specifically mentioning that. So
Yep.
you can listen to your Xbox and be grinding games out while also listening to the Real Gamerscore podcast on the same set of headphones.
Which is what you should be doing.
Yes.
So with that, what was the other headset currently out on the market that has that same technology? It's the SteelSeries and the Arctis models, yeah?
The one that I bought, the SteelSeries Arctis 9X, which I believe was $199 US. I bought them at 360 Australian dollars. I will get a tax deduction for them because I use them to talk at work because I'm working from home. So, that's good. But $360, like that's a fair clip for a headset.
It's pretty steep.
And I think my last ones were EXO ones and they were about $100.
Yeah.
But they're really comfortable. About the only thing I would say on paper that the SteelSeries has over this Microsoft headset is that the SteelSeries has 20 hours of battery life and this one has 15. But I still put mine on the charge after being at work for 8 hours and gaming for a few hours. I'll put it on the charge every night anyway. So, I don't think that would be a problem if I ended up with this one. I just think it'll be interesting if it's good quality. I think it will continue to sell like hotcakes.
I'm surprised about the price point. Like,
Yes,
I mean, like the typical wired Xbox headset. I mean, they kind of like felt cheap in the past.
The ones that came with the Xbox certainly did.
No, like not the plastic ones, like the entry model one that doesn't come with the console.
Yeah, the one you could buy was like $50 or whatever.
Oh yeah, it was on one ear and stuff, wasn't it? Something like
Whereas
that.
like I watched, is it Inside Xbox had the first review up of these ones, and like everything about it just looks satisfying to me. And if it does have a really good audio, then there's going to be like a really decent like mid-range model.
Okay, yeah, because I use these headsets that I use for the podcast, and then I have for my Xbox I have some Turtle Beach Stealth 700s, the first gen ones.
Yep.
I think those are about 250 New Zealand. Really good headphones, but they have Bluetooth and everything. But these Xbox ones do look really, really nice, and for that price, like my only worry is that at that price, like it's that thing where you look at it, you're like, okay, well you normally pay $200, $300. You come in at $150 or $100 and you go, okay, what's wrong with it?
Yeah.
Why is it so cheap? Right? Like there's got like I'm curious. I want to see some reviews come in around where because it's got to fall down somewhere, right? Like, and even if it's an area that I don't care about, then great. If it is something I do care about, like range, or if it's noise cancellation or something along those lines, then But I'll be very curious to see when the reviews come in. I'm pretty excited.
It'd be interesting to see the trade-off, but like, I think Xbox has been pretty much killing it with a lot of the stuff lately, other than the whole gold debacle.
Yeah, that was.
This seems like a bit of a fucking misstep. But
I think everything else has been pretty much smashed out of the park, and then I'm fairly confident in saying that the Xbox app is also being redesigned in a way to be controlled, for the headset to be controlled through that as well.
Oh yeah, that would make sense.
Yep.
I mean, I know they've made some updates to it in general for some achievement stuff and a few other bits and
Finally
pieces.
bringing back the achievements.
Putting it back in.
Yeah, so that was going to be the next story I mentioned.
Time to hop on that segue.
As a brief, very passing mention of it, they're a few months away from doing that. I know Major Nelson specifically talked about that in his podcast, saying that everybody's that we're hearing all the feedback. You want more store functionality, you want more achievement functionality because there is none on the app now. So they are working to bring that stuff back in, which is very reassuring to hear.
Yeah, it's a shame it's taken them this long, but for example, if you open up the Xbox Companion app on the PC at the moment, it'll say, hey, do you want to try out the new Xbox app? And they'll get you to download it. And so I tried that. I was like, cool. Couldn't join any parties from it. You can do one-on-one chats, but you can't do parties on it. It was missing some chat functionality as well. They've added that back in, and you can't do the console streaming on it either. Even to the One or the One X. like you could on the other one. So it's just missing a lot of features that really should have been there from the beginning. I know that it's all like technically in beta and stuff, but it's kind of a hard ask when you know your old app has more features than the new one.
Never want to go backwards.
No, exactly. I mean, even if it does, like from a design point of view, it does look a lot nicer and it's a lot smoother. But if it's missing the functionality, then what are they doing?
In terms of very other quick stories too, I was going to quickly touch base on the fact that Microsoft reportedly is testing that browser-based xCloud solution.
Yeah, which is about time for that.
Just so we can finally get on the iDevices, the Apple devices, probably.
Yeah, and then also hopefully on Windows 10, because I mean, that's the thing is you can't stream on that currently, right?
So
You only do it from Android.
several sources familiar with Microsoft's plan have told The Verge that employees are now testing the web-based version of xCloud. They've shared some screenshots of the service in action. Basically, yeah, like you said, the solution will allow people to access it on their Apple devices. I mean, like, why buy Apple? You may as well just swap over.
I agree.
Well, it's not like I can buy a Windows phone anymore, can
Not a brand new one, no.
I miss the point in time when I had Windows phones. It was the favorite phone I had. The only disappointing thing was there just was not enough developers willing to build apps for it.
Yeah, and then also the achievements stopped working, which I'm still salty about.
Have a chat to Adrian, he'll sort you out.
I probably shouldn't mention it. I know that in passing you were saying something last night about the phone achievements being broken, but apparently somebody's looking into it again.
Oh, good. Okay, I'm subscribed to the thread on Xbox Central or whatever, or Windows Central or whatever that people have been bitching about.
I mean, like, if you want any Windows phone information, though, just go to Kiku123.
Yeah, there, Kiku. That's your shout out.
He'll ask you who sent you. He will then ask you to buy a Batman Gotham Foster's code for PC that is valued at like $500 US. And then when you refuse to, he'll promptly tell you to fuck off.
Yeah, so it's a high priced entry, but hey, if you want those achievements, that's your guy. All right.
And yeah, the last thing I was going to mention with that was they should be coming in spring 2021, apparently.
Great. That's not too far out. That's just a couple months, which is good. And then I've just got one story that I've chucked in here about a report that GameStop has done. GameSpot.
Oh boy,
a lot of
one of those is worth a lot of money.
We talking stonks?
What? Stonks? No, I'm not. No, this is not the stonk. This is not the real Stonkcast podcast.
It got to the $420.69, and I think everyone's seen that screenshot.
Yes, they have. That was the most important value,
Yes.
and now it's down.
Like Cole's prices.
Yeah, so with that, yeah, exactly. You buy it, and then the trade-in value just drops. You know, you get 20 cents for it. There's been a report that apparently there might be 2 new Silent Hill games coming. Now, as a big fan of Silent Hill myself, I'm super excited for this. But the thing that sort of caught my attention was apparently the talk is that the Bloober team, who did the Medium most recently, but also been known for Laser Fear, Observer, Blair Witch.
Is that Observer the one we fly around the space station?
No, that's Observation.
Oh.
Observer is the one with the Cyberpunk one with Rutger Hauer, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. I always get those two mixed up. I've played the space station one. That was great.
I love that game. That game's fantastic. So yeah, it looks like apparently they might be the ones pitted to do the next another Silent Hill game, which would actually make perfect sense because when I was talking about the Medium a couple weeks ago, it reminded me a lot of that sort of fixed camera angle, spooky puzzle solving.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't they have the same one of the same audio producers?
I don't actually know, to be honest, because I know that Bloober Team are a Polish dev, but I don't really know much about them outside of that.
They also did Blair Witch as well, didn't they? That was them, wasn't it?
Yeah, Blair Witch. Yeah,
you've been all over their games lately.
Yeah, I've played a lot of their stuff. I love their work, to be honest. I mean, horror is kind of an interesting one and really hard to do correctly, but it's one of those things I've just really, really enjoyed.
Yeah, Akira Yama. I'm going to butcher this. Akira Yamakoka, or something along those lines.
Oh, yep.
Responsible for all the Silent Hills as well as the Medium.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So that's I think that, you know, like I wouldn't put it past them to say that, oh yeah, they're going to use the tech that they've developed for for the medium would work perfectly in Silent Hill. The dual world stuff is a big part of the thing. The sort of fixed camera angle, puzzle solving, sort of mysterious, weird elements. I mean, it usually doesn't go quite as far as the medium does in terms of like, you know, dead people and that sort of stuff. But I'm really, really interested to see what comes up. And then they said that they recently confirmed that they were looking at adding more combat mechanics to their next title because the medium obviously didn't have a lot of that. So it really does sort of lend a lot of credence to that Silent Hill sort of stuff. I'd be interested to see what style it comes in, whether it's going to be more sort of their old traditional stuff, whether it's going to be, you know, are we looking at like a PT reboot sort of thing, or something in between?
Yeah, I got a confession to make. I've never played any Silent Hill games.
Oh, mate, Silent Hill 2 is one of the best games ever made.
I'm just not real big into the scary games. Although I did play that Caretaker game recently. It was kind of shit, though.
I was going to say, scary?
I mean,
what?
when at the end, when you can't hear, and he rolls up on you...
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Yes, but, you know, when you're in the room at the end and he's walking around and you turn your light off and you creep in and he doesn't see you, but, like, he's programmed to see you, and you're just like, he's coming to get me again. Like...
Yep.
Yeah, anyway.
I'll be honest too. I haven't played Silent Hill, but I feel like we're getting a more distinguished horror IPs.
Yeah,
like,
which
the
I
last
think is
few
good.
years, which, like, Bloober Team does an amazing job as well. I need to go back and finish the medium.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think the titles are kind of the perfect storm of what I like in a video game in terms of achievement difficulty is good. They usually have an interesting narrative. The mechanics are usually pretty solid. Like there's not a huge amount of bullshit.
You don't have to jump into it for 50 hours either.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, you're looking for like a 10-hour experience, maybe 1 to 2 playthrough. I mean, I think Layers of Fear you need a few, but it's like, again, it's, you know, walking simulators with puzzles, and yeah, they have experience with the first person and third person styles. So I'd be really, really curious to see what kind of Silent Hill they come up with. I'm incredibly excited actually. And there's actually another game that I played this week that I think would also be a really good one for them to tackle in the future, if they want to do, you know, if they're on the reboot train of old horror franchises.
What was that really weird one you did? Premonition.
Which one? Deadly Premonition.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's get a
man,
remake by Bloober Team.
Oh god! I don't think the thing is, like, Deadly Premonition is so fucking weird that I really don't think anyone outside of Japan could really do it justice. That game is, I mean, again, well, that is technically a horror game. It has horror elements in it for sure, but it's also fucking hilarious.
So the one where you're constantly calling out for Jason? Is it Jason?
No, that's you're thinking of Heavy Rain.
Oh.
That was Jason. Sean. Yep. Just doing old early 2000s memes now. All right.
That's what we do best.
But since you guys haven't played any Silent Hills, I guess there's probably not a heck of a lot to dig in there. But I am very excited, so I'll be interested to see what comes
There's a
up.
Silent Hill collection on 360, isn't there?
Yes. So Silent Hill 2 and 3. Yeah, Silent Hill 2 and 3, they are definitely not the best versions of those games. If you don't care that much, like, you can play them. But if you're looking for like the premium experience, play it on PC.
Yeah.
There are some people have done some rework patches to make it work well and to, you know, increase some of the fidelity. Because the thing about Silent Hill is that it uses a lot of mist to hide the fact that it didn't have a lot of rendering power.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, like, they missed a lot of stuff with the port. The port is very, very bad, and I think they actually lost the source code to one of them, so they couldn't do it. Like, they had to do it from like an early alpha build or something. It's Konami. I don't know what the fuck's going on at Konami. No one does, I don't think. But yeah, I would highly recommend it. I mean, they are old games, and they do there are tanky controls. They're not like quick Dead Space or later Resident Evil style shooters or anything like that. It is much more about like getting early Silent Hill / Resident Evil style. Try to avoid the zombies as much, or the monsters as much as possible, rather than just getting out and fighting everything. But Silent Hill 2 in particular is just incredible. Anyway, let's move on to what we've been playing. Alex, do you want to go first?
Yeah, well, obviously it's been a while, so strap in everyone. I've got about 100 games to cover. Not really.
How's Rocket League going for you?
in the diamond tournaments. I won a diamond tournament.
That like, I was joking. I was 100% joking in that comment.
I thought you were genuinely asking. I actually fell for that.
Oh,
I mean,
man,
like,
that's
I'm happy for you, but I mean, there's
But
a
he just
reason
doesn't-
why
he doesn't
we're on
give
the
a shit.
podcast now.
Well,
Oh, Jesus.
Whoa, man, did I miss that in the feedback
Oh.
channel? Or
I was going to say, that's cutting deep.
yes, well, Rocket League's been going pretty good. I've moved to only kind of playing with friends mostly, so it's a much better
That's
experience.
why I don't get invited anymore. Okay.
You never got invited to Rocket League, mate. What are you talking about? I don't want to get deranked. Get out of here.
Yeah, exactly. He's not going to start. He's not going to start inviting you now, mate.
Platinum bronze.
Grand
Top
tier
Platinum.
bronze.
Yeah. I'll just hit you with a few quick highlights.
Yeah,
I
go
finally
for it.
finished Homefront Revolution.
Oh, yep. What'd you think?
It's a great game let down by its bugs.
I thought we were doing
yeah,
that
yeah.
together.
Hey, I've still got it installed, alright? For now, but if you be like that, it's going to get uninstalled like Halo 3. Yeah, great game, but it let down by its bugs, but managed to get everything done. I played Agatha Knife. That is
love that game.
great, but kind of fucked up game.
Oh, it's
But
real messed up, yeah.
It's I didn't like that I had to play it twice. I think there's one or two achievements like that. But yeah, that one's a great game. I finished Battlefield 3, which I was pretty proud of. I played.
Nice.
You finished Call of Duty Advanced Warfare on the 360, right, Matt?
I've got most of it. I've got a bit of it done. I still need to do some of the zombie maps, but I've got most of the base game complete. It's one of those It's one of the ones in my backlog.
Yeah, I rage quit. I was playing with Cameron and Kiku the other day. We were doing some zombies, and Kiku's he is so good at zombies.
He is
And
very
Cameron,
good.
also, you are good, but you know he's killing like 500 zombies, be the only one that's still alive. Just unbelievable. But I had enough, and my wife actually came and checked on me because I was swearing and so angry. She's like, "You alright?" I'm like, "Yes." As soon as I finish this game, I'm uninstalling. So I've uninstalled it. Even though I look at the achievements list a couple of times after and go, I could probably get that one nice and easy. I'm like, nah, get fucked. I'm done. We've been playing Battlefield 4 on the 360 together. Just been boosting a bit of that.
Yep, nearly done.
Yeah, 2 more achievements for me, 1 more for you, so that's good. But the big one that I've been playing recently is Big Bash Boom. So Big Bash in Australia is the cricket T20 competition. I'm 22 out of 30 achievements currently, and the last achievements are either quite luck-based, but you can use a second controller and get them, or they're big grinds. So glad I got those SteelSeries headphones. 10,000 runs, which is fine. I'm probably at about 4,000. 1,500 wickets, though. You have to play 150 games and get everyone out.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
and it probably takes maybe half an hour to bowl everyone out. But once against the AI, but again, I will do that once I finish these tournaments. I will plug in a second controller and just grind it out. It's not bad. It's kind of like that Ashes game that was in Game Pass, I think last year or the year before. It's not a bad game. But having said that, this will make sense to you guys and the Australians here. I bowled twice. I've bowled it on the onside and almost bowled the player out. Like, it's just missed the onside stump.
Yeah.
And then the umpire is signalling a wide.
Oh, come on.
And I'm like, what? It turned out to be my most viewed clip because I posted it quite a few places on True Achievements. It's only got like 30 views or something, but it's crazy. I'm like, I almost bowled them out bowling on the correct side, and he's wide. It's happened to me 3 times so far. I also got someone run out twice in a row, like 2 balls in a row, while they were standing in the crease.
Okay, so the game's fucked.
There's a few bugs in it, but yeah. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. It's been good. I'm just trying to get down. I'm about 22 games installed on my Xbox One now, and that includes Minecraft, includes Homefront Revolution and Rocket League, for which I've finished all the achievements. So I'm going alright.
So the whiteboard continues.
Yes. There's only Kane and Lynch and Battlefield 4 on the 360. Only those two left on there. So
God, I wish I only had 2 left on the 360. That'd be so nice.
Yeah. Well, I've been doing this for, I don't know, 6 years, 7 years, trying to work through the absolute shitstorm I started, in the start of the 360 generation until 2010. So
yeah, no, you look back at those games, you go, what the fuck was I thinking starting this?
Oh man. Anyway, what have you been playing, Matt? Battlefield 4 on the 360, very nice. Yeah, good.
Yeah, Battlefield 4, yeah, a little bit of that. Yeah, just working away on it. One achievement left. Might have mentioned it. Speaking of grinds, I've also been doing Gears of War 2 Japan. The grind continues daily. Trying to get through all 29 Horde maps, all 50 waves of them. And then I got to level up to level 100 with the times 4 multiplier of XP, which has been turned off since last year.
Have you done the normal Gears of War 2?
Yes, yes, okay. I did the original.
Yeah, that's rough.
So that was. So when I started this game, I had a group that was like, oh yeah, we're all going to do it together, and then they all fucked off. So that didn't work out. I managed to get to level 50 before they left. And then the XP multiplier is gone, so now it's going to take 4 times as long. So slowly chipping away at that, almost level 64, I think. So
at least you only have to re-up once, unlike Gears of War 4 and 5.
Yeah, exactly.
And 3 actually, but yeah.
Yeah, so I could get to 100 once and never again. And then I got to get the 100,000 kills at some stage, but I'll just grind that out.
Get a turbo controller.
Get my Cronus going. So that's kind of just been my daily thing. Also, I've been playing through Control, the Series X version. Great game. Putting it in performance mode, having it run at 60, that is smooth. It looks incredible, plays great, crashes every couple of hours or so, unfortunately. It's really, really rough. It just drops me back to the dashboard. Apparently, it's a pretty common issue for people, which is really unfortunate, but still a really good game. I'm probably about halfway through the story. I just got the levitate ability, so that's kind of where the game opens up quite a bit. Looking forward to, and then you get to do the DLCs and stuff. It's all included, thankfully, in the Ultimate version that I bought on the Xbox One. And I'm considering doing it on the PC, but I'd have to buy the DLC, so I don't know if I'll do that. But if it goes on sale, maybe. I also finished up finally after, 2009? I think I started it. Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts.
Oh, thank you, Valak, you banana.
Yeah. So I've been working on that, which has been. I've actually been enjoying it quite a bit for the most part. The walkthrough on TA is really, really good. Helps you build basically broken vehicles for the most part. But some of those challenges, the ones where you don't get to pick your vehicle, or they're just really, really difficult, even with the cheapest of vehicles. It's just really, really tight. The DLC especially, some of those challenges. There's only 12 challenges in it, but I'd say four of them are just really tight in terms of timing, and you need to disassemble a vehicle really quickly, jump back in it, make sure you don't hit any roadblocks or go off the track or anything, and even then you might get it by maybe 3 seconds.
How did you find going back to it after not playing for such a long time?
It took me a little bit of adjusting, especially around the flying. It took me a long time to get the helicopters and that sort of stuff, and trying to remember how things worked. But there's 131 jiggies in the game, and I had already earned 90 of them.
Yeah.
When I first started it, so I'd done a lot of the stuff. Yeah, so I'd completed the game, beat the final boss. I had quite a few of the trophies, but not nearly. I had maybe a third of them. So it was quite a bit going back to it, but I had a really good time with it. I'm glad that I'd done a lot of the annoying stuff beforehand. Thanks, past me. But that DLC, the hardest part of the DLC, of course, and I'm sure people will agree with me, is that damn arcade challenge. Klungo's arcade challenge. That's such fucking bullshit.
That's the one that freezes, yeah? Freezes periodically like a joke?
Originally, the original one. So essentially the DLC has a 8 more levels for it that they add in once you finish all the other challenges. And thankfully they get rid of the freezing, but the rest of the game is just fine. It's so that took me that probably took me more than all the races combined actually to get all the 8 of those levels done. Level 7 especially is just an absolute bastard.
But it's done. Just going back to what I was saying about how it handled, that's what really turned me off from actually trying to get the completion, because I was probably in the similar boat to you, 90 odd jiggies and probably a quarter to a third TT trophy, and I was like, this just handles like a brick. And I don't want to spend the time to get good because I hate this game for trolling me into thinking that it was going to be Banjo 3. Like, I saw Banjo and I went by.
Yeah, exactly.
Banjo 3 racing.
It's just
3.
Racing.
It's
Banjo Kart.
The thing is, it's a good racing game. It's actually a really good racing and construction game. But as a Banjo game, it's like it's just a dick tease. It's not cool.
I 100% agree with you. We should have had a Diddy Kong Racing reboot.
Yeah, I'd be down with that. Diddy Kong Racing is great.
That was the Banjo-Kazooie racing game that we needed.
Yeah, I mean, he was in Diddy Kong, so... so like I'm glad that I'm done with it. I had actually surprisingly good time. Like I said, the walkthrough is really good. It actually has videos to like how to build the best vehicles, and like I struggled a little bit getting back into it, but I would say, Alex, like I would recommend actually going back and checking it out. Like, it's actually not that difficult. There's still some challenges, and you still have to kind of finesse some things, but some of the vehicles make the challenges so stupidly easy. It's hilarious.
I've watched some of the replays on leaderboards for things. I'm just like, you finished that in 0.5 seconds? How? And you look at the replay and you're like, what? Type of things you can't
like, I got to get through a hoop. It's like, I got to get through a hoop, and it's just like, it's like, this guy's built a flying plane with rocket boosters on it, and then you see some guy's just built a giant ejector seat with a spring on it that just launches him straight upwards, and he wins immediately. So it comes in all kinds. And then while I was away, I played a bit of Alien Isolation on Windows 10. So speaking of, that was the horror game I was talking about. Bloober Team, you need to make a new Alien Isolation. This game is fucking great. I'd forgotten how good it was. Like, in terms of like sneaking around, in terms of like atmosphere and like mechanics, and like everything about it is just great. I know the only real problem with it is that it's 19 chapters when it should have been like 13. Like, it's like the last third of the game is like kind of bloated and really should just not have been there. But just overall, fantastic game. I'm playing through on hard, trying to get all the collectibles and not dying. So far, so good. I've had the alien nearly see me a few times and terrify the shit out of me. But man, that game understands like pacing and horror and just like how to just make you feel like you're just being hunted.
And atmosphere. I don't know if you said that.
Yeah.
But nails the atmosphere from what I understand.
Yeah, it's good. It's so good. And like, it actually runs like, it's an old game. Like, it came out like 2013, 2014, I think. So because it was on the 360 and the one. And yeah, I think it's like, in terms of what it does, it's just perfect. I mean, it hasn't aged super well in terms of the visual department, but it also kind of works with the Alien style, where it's like, it's space travel in the future, but everything is like 70s technology. Everything's green screens and DOS, and there's no UIs or anything. It's all typed commands. But yes, I would highly recommend going back to it. It's on Game Pass for Windows 10, so that's kind of what got me back into it. Anyway, that puts me at 1,240 for this week.
Oh, I have no idea. I'd probably be under 100. What is your current completion percentage, Matt?
I am sitting at true completion percentage, obviously.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah.
What other kind is there? What are you talking about?
Yeah, of course. All DLC is I'm sitting at 94.51%.
Whoa.
I'm sorry. Yes.
94.62.
Oh.
I mean, I've got a third of your Gamerscore, but I mean,
I'm trying. Like, my goal is to hit that 95% this year. I need 280 achievements to do it. So
I need 66.
Yeah, it's gonna be a rough one. I might even try and squeeze up to 96%. We'll see how it goes, because I have been on a bit of a tear. Again, I'm not buying games this year if I can avoid it. So I've been forced to complete stuff in my backlog. So slowly but surely, I'm getting there.
So 20 games installed on your Xbox. That's a goal.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Well, that's the dream, right? By the way, you're at 490 for this week.
Oh, yeah, all right. That is more than I thought. Okay,
smash.
Cool.
All right, Cameron, what have you been playing, mate?
So I booted up Windows Flight Simulator the other day, and then realized that the servers for it were not working. So probably decided to play Age of Empires 2 instead.
Oh, it's a good one.
So pretty much a lot of this now I just need to do is campaigns and miscellaneous achievements. However, they did add a new Lords of the West DLC. So I'm very excited to try that once I actually get around to it. But like when I was doing these miscellaneous achievements, it was essentially destroy 1,000 demolition ships. And a lot of the guides on TA now are quite helpful, except for the one for converting 1,000 enemy units. That's that's going to take a while because you have to individually click each one.
Oh god.
And it's for only 5 Gamerscore, so it's like, yep. Those ones. I did a little bit of Hunter Call of the Wilds, which I'm still...
Brad's favourite game,
in the
right?
top 10, isn't it?
Like, it's got 30,000 TA score, but I'm still not sure on it. It's like it's very hard for me to be patient, but at the same time, like, shooting, like downing a deer or, you know, getting a kill on something is just that more... Like, it's much more satisfying because you're, like, at it, you're weighted, you're hunted down. But it's just very different from a game that I'd usually play.
It seems like there's a lot of kind of hurry up and wait. You know, a lot of nothing, and then all of a sudden all the action happens.
I don't know, like, if I haven't got to a point yet where I'm just, like, missing certain things that could just make it easier. Like, it's got a skill tree and that kind of stuff that just... You know, as you progress, less visibility to game and that kind of stuff. But I'm just wondering if it's such a point that, you know, do I get to end game and then find out I'm OP because I can just shoot something close distance and realize that nothing can see me? Like, how will this progress?
Oh, man. This is number 1 in the top 10.
Yeah.
When you said you were going to finish a game in the top 10, you just went straight to the top, mate.
I was really debating Rare Replay in this, but I'm just like, let's...
I think you may have probably made the safe choice. Rare Replay would have been an absolute nightmare.
I feel like this one's strange because I feel like there's... Like, I'm on the fence. Some achievements seem easy. I know that they're just going to be, like, long, massive grinds.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, there's 6 people that have completed the Hunter Call of the Wild. So, it's going to be a grind, but, like, how much of that grind is actually it? Is it just due to buggy achievements in the past? Are people just put off by it because it's a hunting game that you have to be very patient? Like, what's the end result here? Like, am I going to blitz through a DLC and get 3,000 true achievement score for, you know, completing 5 hours worth of work?
I'll be very curious to see how this journey ends up.
I feel like that's one that's... It's high in the radar, but it's not. Like, people are very aware of it, but it's not their game.
You could be hitting up Halo Master Chief Collection as well.
Oh,
man, I know there's 2 million achievements for it, but I feel like at this point, how far in you are, maybe it's a shorter path to victory.
I'm 70 achievements off in Halo MCC.
So there you go, mate. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
If I push for Halo, I can probably get it done this year.
When I heard you talk about that goal of completing a top 10 game, my first thought was Gears of War 4. And Gears of War 4 is outside the top 10. It's currently 13th, and I'm 15 achievements away from that, and I have been for probably a year. I've got to get back with Hawkeye Barry. I think we were going to try and get some of those done.
So going through the list, where is the list going?
It's on the homepage.
I'm on the homepage and I can't see it.
Just scroll down. It's on scroll down on the right. There's quite a bit in there. 30,000 TA though, man. Like that's crazy talk.
Yeah, it's nothing to scoff at for sure.
So yeah, just going through those 10, like Hunter Call of the Wild, Fishing Planet, I'm pretty sure is very.
Would be very samey same. Hurry up and wait.
There's one person that has completed it. Fishing Planet.
Fishing Planet's probably not finished releasing DLC either.
Killer Instinct would be good. I quite enjoy Killer Instinct. And 166 people have completed that.
It's probably not a bad one. I mean, part of the reason the ratio is so high is because everyone's played it.
Yeah.
Other honorable mentions like Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, that would be much higher until they nerf the achievements. That might even be at number 1.
But
what?
Yeah, it's been interesting for Hunter Call of the Wild. So I think this might be one of those games that I just dedicate one day a week, spend a few hours with. Might try and get Brad in, see if he wants to go hunting with me. We'll go achievement hunting, buddy.
Achievement hunting? Alright, yeah.
Oh boy.
Pretty much at the same time, been working on the Black Ops 3, but on the Xbox One version this time around. I have now finished the Zombies Chronicles DLC, which consists of Kinotone, not achievement-wise, but just the DLC in general, has, I think, 7 different maps. Not all of them have achievements. The ones we're probably most familiar with would be Kinotone, Moon, Shangri-La. So we got the Moon DLC, we got the Moon achievement done, which is essentially the shorter version of the Easter egg. We got Shangri-La done, which was basically these two pros running me and Keo through in the lobby. And if Adrian actually came on the show, I'd probably be able to remember their names. But I just train zombies and get Easter eggs, so that's fine. And then I went back last night, I'm just like, alright, cool, I can probably just do a solo game and see if I can pull the Wonder Weapon and get this one for shrinking the zombies, which is the special Wonder Weapon effect for Shangri-La.
Yep.
First pull of the box.
Oh, you kidding me?
Adrian level luck there.
Oh, that's incredible,
so
mate. You should buy a
lucky.
lotto ticket.
Yeah. So I quickly invited Key to the party. Just guess what I just did? Basically had the achievement by round 5 and I was out of there.
Nice.
So yeah, saying that for Black Ops this week, I do plan to borrow Matt at some stage, so we can work on getting Call of the Dead done, because we just need to get you the Kill the Director achievement. And we need to get.
And we got to get Scavenger.
The pull from the box for the other one, but I'm failing to remember what it is right now.
Yeah, the Scavenger. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's hope Iron Jesus is with us.
Just make sure Adrian's standing near you, like when we played World at War, and I had 10 hits at the box, got nothing, and he rolled up behind me and said, "It's going to be this one," and then it was.
Yeah, I don't understand how he does it.
It's just unbelievable.
Some hacking must be involved. I don't know. Falconeer.
Yes, tell me about this game.
So I'm just trying to think of the best way to describe it. So I've seen a lot of reviews lately that they're not bagging the game out, but it's just an average game.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this game. To me, this is a 10-hour completion. The only problem I had with it going in that first night, I played for an hour or two. I hated it. The tutorial was very what's the right word? Tutorial was very glitchy for me.
Right.
There was just some stuff that wasn't working. I was trying to fly through clouds and just why isn't my ammo refilling? This isn't making sense. The game does suffer from, I don't want to say a lot of glitches to off-put people, but I would say glitches are more common than a more polished title.
That's a shame.
The best way for me to describe this is I compare it to Forza. And I compare it in such a way that...
I'm out. Uninstall.
Yeah, no, done.
I compare it in such a way that Forza Horizon for me is one of those games that I chuck on a podcast. I'm very absent-minded. This game does have a lot of fetch quest kind of activities. Or escort kind of missions, that kind of stuff. But this is aerial combat as compared to a racer. It's one of those games that you could just be absently minded, just steering clear to the objective, get it done, get back. Still a really enjoyable game. The races and that were quite interesting. Very easy completion. But
it's funny to hear you say it's a 10-hour game, because it's got a 7.8 ratio or something.
So yeah, I think the last time I checked it was 7,200 on TA. But then at the same time, advertised, I think 15 to 20 hours.
Yeah, you're right. 15 to 20, 7,038 TA. You're right.
But
it's come down. You've earned too many achievements and made the scores go down.
I found it interesting though that like that mindset from that first night was such a I hate this game, I'm not gonna come back to it kind of thing. And I was just like, I want to get them in here as like a Xbox Series X kind of game. I want to get some of them on the Game Pass, some of the stuff that launched pretty much at launch of the Series X. Next few nights, like going back to it, I loved it. Like I could not like. I was at the point that last day of like, I just want to go home. I just want to get those last 4 achievements. And I haven't had a completion like that in quite a while. So.
Yeah, I wanted to play it a lot because I got the LG OLED, the LG CX OLED TV, and this was like the only game that could go up to 120 frames. It might even still be the only game that can hit 120 frames, and my TV can do that. So I'm like, I don't even know what 120 frames looks like. You know, I've seen 60 on Hellblade on the frames mode, whatever it's called. But this, I'm like 120. Like my eyeballs are going to fall off. It'll be crazy. It'll be so good. Admittedly, the 7000 Ti did turn me off, but I'm like, no, I don't care. You know, I just really want to play it. The game looked good from all the promo stuff too.
I think this is one of those ones that suffers from the case of it was, like, at least to me, it's perceived as an Xbox Series X game.
Yeah, and it definitely has, like, it definitely has Game Pass bloat, right, in terms of ratio, like, because there's just heaps of people trying it because they want something to play on the Series X.
And pretty much just the thing of, like, it came out as an Xbox Series X game, so, like, what have we got? That, the Medium, Dirt 5 will be coming to Game Pass.
Yeah.
I think it was made by one guy though, so it is important to keep that in mind. He made this all by himself. Like that's, it's your criticisms are fair, but I think one dude making it, like if he had a small team maybe to polish it up, we'd be having a different conversation.
This is the kind of game that I would expect from like a team of like still an indie darling kind of team, but like more your 10 to 20. Like, the fact that one person is doing this, I think that's a bloody good effort.
Yeah, it's very impressive for sure.
And just, like, it's such a, like, he could have just made this a very basic aerial combat. Like, it has racing, just going through, like lights above, like, rings. Not rings, but, like, kind of that similar kind of...
Like Superman
aesthetic.
64 style?
Yeah, kind of like half rings, like flying underneath kind of thing. Yeah, that...
Okay. You got a limbo. Yeah, okay, I gotcha.
I'm just trying to think what else. Like, it's got fast travel. It's got like your like shops in the game. Your upgrade kind of system. I think it's a bloody good effort. The only suggestion I would say is, I mean, it's in Game Pass. Just buy the Dragon DLC for $3 Australian. From what it felt like, it made the game a ton of easy homing missiles. Just a really good and enjoyable experience. And there's no difficulty-based achievements, so you may as well just do it on easy if you want to blitz through.
Great. Cool. Yeah, that's all I need to hear. I'll install it right after this.
Pretty much tied for the week at 12:40 with Matt. And yeah, looking forward to some more Black Ops this week.
Sounds good. All right. So we got a few questions this week. So we got Isaac's questions from last week that we didn't get a chance to get to. So don't worry, buddy. We didn't forget you. So he's just had one here. It says, "Hey guys, what's the worst boosting session you've had? What was the game and why was the session bad? Thanks, Isaac."
I've got one straight off the bat.
Yeah, go for it, mate.
So pretty much Overwatch is kind of one of those games that I'll get into a boosting session. Nobody's organized. Nobody has no idea what they're doing. I essentially pretty much just take over most of the time, just to kind of have sailing.
You got to do that sometimes. People are just no idea.
Yeah. The very worst session I had was one that I had joined. The guy running the session was just one of those ones that had no idea what he was doing, wasting everybody's time. Because it essentially Overwatch is like back in the past was like trying to get the lobbies to search together. It was very difficult. And in the last year or so, it's just become a lot easier with less people playing quick play, that kind of stuff. And that's why I got the completion last year, when everything had kind of eased up. back then, I want to say it was early 2019 when I did this one. Joined the session, had Age of Empires running on the PC at the same time as doing Overwatch on the console. I've got dual monitors, so I can have both going. Essentially,
I remember this.
Yeah, essentially got to the point where the guy just started having a go at me, just like, you're not even doing anything, you're just playing Age of Empires, because it will take your PC profile over your Xbox profile as the main game, or at least that's how I think it works. Yeah, left me negative feedback, just got really, really snarky with me. I had a conversation with him about it and eventually changed it to neutral feedback, which is my only one on TA. But it was essentially like, dude, like, you're having a go at me. At the same time, like, Persephone was very young. I was ducking in and out. Like, I explained everybody's situation. Everybody else was very understanding. Just one of those people that, like, you're here for me. But I'm going to tell you how everything runs,
Yeah, and we had that Halo Reach session last year.
Which Halo Reach session?
The one we were trying to do the DLC achievements, and that guy just, the 2 with 1 grenade or something from the death.
Oh, I just kept on butting in.
Yeah.
I don't think
I remember hearing about this.
I don't think anybody has made me that fucking angry.
Yeah, you put yourself on mute. You were just like texting me stuff to tell him. That's not my worst session though. My
last one too. Because me and you have experienced this as well. The Battlefield 5 with the turrets.
Oh, that guy! Oh, he could not hit a barn, man. Like, I felt sorry for him, but at the same time, he took longer than the other 4 people combined to get his 5-man turret kills. Oh, poor bastard. I mean, flying is hard. You know, it's not that hard. Not as hard as he thinks it is, but it is hard. Well, according to my feedback, I had one session where I got 1 neutral and 1 negative for not turning up because I was asleep.
Yep, I've done that.
Which I've done once. Actually, no, I've done it twice, but my friend Ali900, who's a great bloke, it was going to be me and him. He didn't cop me a negative, so I appreciate that. I don't think Ali listens, but if he does, I'll be sure to mention this one to him. The worst sessions, I think, the ones that really frustrate me is, like, at least if you're making progress, if it's slow, you can point to it and go, alright, well, you know, we got some things done. But there's been, like, 3-hour sessions, and I can't remember what the game is for. But, you know, you spend the first half an hour trying to get everyone together. Half an hour is a goddamn long time, but, you know, it can happen. People are disconnecting because they're all over the world. But I remember being 2 hours into the session, out of 3 hours, and I hadn't got an achievement. Everyone else had multiple achievements, and I hadn't got one. And I'm like, you know, I've been here 2 hours. Like, can I get something too? Like, you know. So I've had that one, and you know, thankfully I did get a couple of things. I didn't leave him negative feedback, but the guy just really had no idea. I think running a session is like a skill in its own. You don't necessarily have to be super... Well, I mean, confidence probably helps because you are leading a session. But at least when I put a session up, I've read the solutions, if there are solutions for the achievement. If there aren't, you know, I'll put that in the box going, I'm not really sure how to do this, so if anyone knows this, I'll put in there because I'm Australian and everyone else that joins sessions is not Australian. There's no Australians on True Achievements. Everyone else is on there. I'm like, someone else will need to host because I'm in Australia and no one will connect to me. But yeah, some of the worst sessions are ones where you have no idea and you get nothing done in the session. I'm always really hesitant to leave a negative feedback, even if you deserve it. Because at the moment, I've only got 1 and 1 in the neutral and negative, which I rightly deserve. But I know even if you leave someone a neutral or a negative because they did the wrong thing, they're going to give you 1 back for doing nothing wrong. And, you know, I should probably just man up and cop that on the chin. Someone's going to leave me a neg, cool. But I like having a good feedback. Like, I've got no negatives on eBay either. I really like that. I've had bad experiences on eBay, but I've got no negatives. You know? Yeah. Just those two. If you don't know what the hell you're doing, or if you spend the whole time and you get no achievements, it does my head in.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. The I've just as we've been talking about this, I'm suddenly having like flashbacks to sessions. But I think it's not one session, but it's the experience of boosting multiple hours of this. It's the Division, the Last Stand DLC, where you need to have 16 people.
Oh yeah, those ones.
And there's very heavy regional stuff. So you need to have the leaders of each of the 4 groups need to be in the same region. We need to match up with each other. And essentially, you join into a game. Everyone needs to quit out. Like after the first minute, anyone on the losing team is to quit out. There's always some fucking idiot who's like, and then just stays in the match. And then by the time they quit, someone else has joined, so the match doesn't end. Mm-hmm. And then suddenly the match starts filling up with randoms. And then suddenly there's actual match going on. Like again, you could on a good run, if you matched up with each other and you got into a game, and the game it ended a minute, jump out. Like you could probably get a win every 5 minutes if everything was perfect. I had 3-hour sessions where I got 1 win. Like it was absolutely
that would
brutal.
make me
And like
so angry.
Trust me, I was spitting at some of these. Like I couldn't. Like I don't lose my shit most of the time, but man, I was like it was not good. And of course, like there's the whole regional thing, and because I'm on a weird time zone, I was matching up with some British guys who were fine. But then there were some Spanish guys who were just not listening. There was one guy who could speak English and Spanish. He was translating to them, and they just weren't listening. And some guy was like, "Oh, I want to go for these other achievements." And we're like, "No, we're trying to do the wins because it's the hard bit." And he's like, "No, fuck you. I want to do this other achievement." Like it just And obviously trying to wrangle 16 people, people who have various levels of connection, various level of skill, various level of understanding. Like it was an absolute nightmare. I'm so glad I'm done with that achievement. Like oh my god, that was and that was a solid like. I boosted like 20 wins of that years ago, and I went back and did the last 30 last year, and it was like pulling teeth. But I'm so glad I got it done. Now all I have to do is go back and do the survival achievements, but it's fine.
How many sessions have you two both been in? Because while you look it up, I've been in 339 sessions.
204. And I just checked my neutral too. Apparently that was left for Doom. The other guy must have changed his to positive.
Yeah, I've been in 443 sessions. Majority positive. I've got like 4 negatives.
Alright. True achievements boosting sessions completion percentage. 99.23.
It's pretty good.
99.75.
The game session score 98.51. Pretty good.
Flexing.
Yeah, no, good job. I've got a few neutrals in there from some of the arguments that I've had with people because I just can't help myself. Look, sometimes I'm just like, you know what, fuck you. Like you're being a dick. I'm gonna have to take over the session that you set up and you showed up late for and all that shit. Like it's just
I don't like taking over other people's sessions, but sometimes otherwise it's just a waste of your time.
Exactly. Yeah. And I only have so much time.
Like I just checked mine before too. Somebody left me one like 9 days ago. Stepped up whilst host was having internet issues. Great lad. Like those are the ones I like. The small little note. Back in the culling ones, we used to just leave notes out like, "Why don't you just meet me in the middle, just singing?" It's just great. I just loved shit like that. There's some really good ones.
I'll always have the memory of him being my last mill of the session, so that's pretty sweet. The Spackman, thanks.
That's pretty good.
My favourite feedback that I left was actually for a friend of mine called Crackshot. I think it was for Zombie Army Trilogy we were playing, and I said, despite his gamer tag, he's not actually a Crackshot.
Oh man, there's some good ones.
I'm just going back, and I don't know why I came here tonight, but I got the feeling something ain't right. I'm so scared in case I fall off my chair. Clamps to the left of me, Jokers to the right. Here I am stuck in the middle with you.
Yeah, good times.
Love it.
Wait! Wait! I've got a feedback from Battlefield 5.
Oh,
not bad. Good boost size.
Yeah.
That's you, Cameron.
Pretty good.
I'm never going to forget when me and you were at the bar, and the use of that was just perfect.
Oh, that was we're not going to get into that. Nah. If you want to know, go back to the PAX episode because we definitely were not as subtle about it on that episode. All right, let's keep this moving. We've got another question here from JW8846. What would you rather do? Achievement hunt for a job, getting the average wage, so £34 a year in the UK for him.
34,000 pounds. That's like 7 million Australian dollars. So I'm going to do that.
Yeah, I was going to say dollary dues.
What is the current conversion rate?
For New Zealand, that's about 65 grand a year, which is pretty good.
Yeah, 60,000.
Yeah, again, it's probably not the exact average, but we'll go by those numbers. So would you do achievement hunting for a job getting that average wage for your country, or would you rather be a millionaire and never play games or have anything to do with them?
I would be happy doing either of those things.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. Achievement hunting for a job wouldn't be too bad. Again, it depends on what the job is, you know.
Like, do you need, like, what's your KPIs? Because there's KPIs at a job.
I was thinking
do you need to get
exactly
10,000 Gamerscore a week or something? Like,
Yeah,
am I playing
that's
Rattle Like a Trash, you know, all week long?
Am I going to enjoy this, or is it going to be a chore?
I mean, it'll be a chore no matter what, right? But because depending on what if the requirement is like, hey, you got to earn an achievement every single day, like, yeah, you can do that, but
only during the week, though.
During the week, am I casual? Do I get benefits?
Yeah, exactly. You know,
do I get
no benefits.
Set your own hours.
No benefits.
Set your own
hours.
hours.
Got to buy your own controllers.
Do I have to do a midnight shift?
Yes, yeah.
Can I invite people to the party?
No. This is.
You're distracting your co-workers. You can't do that. I think if I had to choose, assuming a millionaire means multiple millionaire, like if you're going to give me like $1,001 like Kirby's milestone, and I'm technically a millionaire, probably not. But if I had multiple millions, then I'd probably choose that because I've always wanted to like play airsoft. And in Australia, it's banned. And actually, I'm hearing that in some other countries, it might be getting banned as well, like parts of America, because you know, obviously, airsoft guns, they shoot ball bearings, small little ball bearings, and the weapons are, you know, quite lifelike. They have an orange tip on them, but you know, who's to say you didn't just put an orange tip on an actual gun? You know, how would the police officer know if they're coming to see you? But yeah, I've always wanted to play airsoft, and I follow a lot of guys on YouTube. You know, be a millionaire, can go to, you know, Tahiti, chill out, take the wife, take my little daughter, you know, take her around the world. Like, if you had millions of dollars, you wouldn't have trouble finding something to do with your time.
This is true.
That's the thing. I mean, if we all had $10 million, will we be spending, you know, 40 hours a week playing Xbox?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, maybe.
I was probably spending more. You kidding me? I don't have to work.
Yes, of course, but you know, if that's not an option, I mean, you take the 10 million,
I'm sure you'd find something.
You know, your family's life is set. Your kid's life is set.
Yeah, I'd probably make that sacrifice. Yeah, right.
Is gambling considered gaming? And can I bet all on black mat?
No, okay. Next question. Moving swiftly on.
No. In all seriousness, though, like if it was just 1 million, like no point.
No, exactly. Like I can't even buy a house for that these days.
I'm honestly thinking too. Like if I was to do the second option, like how much of my identity am I removing of myself?
Yeah. I mean, we couldn't do this podcast basically, so.
The real movie podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Just turn it to media and stuff. Yeah, I'll be interested to see. Yeah, we need to do a follow up with some rules on this around like what are the rules, like how many achievements do we have to earn each week, etc. And like when you say nothing to do with video games, does that mean I can't watch anything about video games, or is it can I just not play them? Can I still watch live streams? Like I'd be curious to have some interesting restrictions put on.
Can I employ people to hunt Gamerscore for me?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That sounds like someone I know, mate.
Achievement hunt for a job, yeah. I'll just hire somebody at a lesser wage than me and go work my other job.
Oh, jeez, this is the perfect capitalism fucking thing I've ever heard.
You've hacked the Matrix, Cameron. I don't know what you're doing.
He's done it.
Don't do that.
All right. Next question is, it's funnily enough from Cameron here.
Hello.
In the past, we've seen some games incorporate avatars into 360 generation. Would you be opposed to seeing more games like this that incorporate avatars in the future? The reason I ask is for the release of Miitopia for the Nintendo Switch.
just to give background of it, I think the Nintendo Direct yesterday, they were talking about Miitopia, which I'd never heard of before, but essentially it's a using your Wii avatar, using your Nintendo avatar in such a way that it is a fun RPG with friends where your avatars are actually in the story themselves. And I really like the idea of that, and I think this is a potential, as much as I don't think avatars are ever going to come back in a bigger way like the 360 originally did, I would love to see some creativity around having avatars in games again.
What are you talking about? They brought them back, mate. They're back.
Yeah, but they're not in any games.
They're not in any games, though. The thought of something like Miitopia where, you can be in a game with all your friends and just shoot the shit just sounds amazing to me. For me, I'm like, whatever. I don't care. Put avatars in the game, fine. Don't put avatars in the game, fine. PlayStation has something similar, don't they? With their avatars, like a playroom kind of thing.
I have no idea.
Maybe. I honestly don't know. I think I know what you're talking about, but I've never actually seen it.
Actually, I'm going to change my answer. Yes, I would like to see avatars in-game again, because they need to release a new Keflings game.
Oh, they do actually. You're right. They need to release a universe of Keflings or whatever.
Well, they released a handful of Keflings, but it was a VR only game. And I told my wife that she was so excited, and I told her it was VR only, and she was forlorn. Basically, she was sad. Because we played Kingdom and we played World. We actually played World because it went Games with Gold. Then we went back and played Kingdom. And I actually thought about
what games have incorporated it.
Both the Keflings, Motocross Madness had it. You could choose
Motocross
your avatar.
Madness had it. The Doritos Crash Course game.
Oh yeah.
And then I think they showed up in was it one of the rock bands or something? You could use it as like an avatar, I think, or something. Might have been Band Hero, I think, maybe, or something. I can't remember. But it wasn't really used a lot.
I feel like the 360 had a lot of smart functionality around it. But it'd be interesting to see it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think the idea is good, but my only problem is with user-generated content, they can never really get as deep into. I remember was it White Knight Chronicles? I think it was the game where it was a JRPG, really cool one, where you could create your own character, but because you had to create a character that didn't have a voice or anything, you were just sort of standing around during the cutscenes while other people were talking and making all the decisions. And you just kind of stood there nodding, be like, okay, cool. So it's that's my only worry is that in terms of narrative stuff, it gets a bit weird. But I think it worked well in Motocross Madness. But
yeah,
honestly, the avatars, I never spent any time on character customization stuff in the normal games anyway. I always just go with the default for the most part, like in Mass Effect or whatever. All right. Well, I think that pretty much wraps up the show. So if you want to get in contact with us, you can email us at hello@realgamerscore. You can send us some questions on there, like Isaac does. You can hit us up on the Twitter @realgamerscore, which is Cameron Mans. We've also got the Discord that we mentioned, discord.io/realgamerscore. We also have a questions channel in there that you can ask directly. That's probably the best place to do it, so we all have them in one place. And you can also make sure you get on the word challenge for that. We've got our Patreon, patreon.com/realgamerscore. If you want to chuck some cash, get in the draw to win an ID at Xbox game for next month, and help with other competitions. And that's pretty much it, really. If you want to help out the podcast in other ways, you can subscribe to us on whatever your podcast platform is. Leave us a review, but make sure you tell us because we don't have a review aggregator anymore. Tell your friends. Word of mouth is always the biggest thing. I always talk about the Gamerscore stuff in my podcast. If my Gears of War 2 Japan buddies are listening, here's your shout out. I made you listen to the whole episode before you got it. But you can also subscribe to retweet our tweets, subscribe to us on YouTube and other platforms. We really, really appreciate it. And just give us feedback. We always love trying to improve the show as much as possible. But the Discord is definitely the best way to get a hold of us. If you want to get a hold of me in particular, Neomaster on everything, Discord, True Achievements, Xbox, you name it. I'd probably try to get that username for it. Cameron, what about you?
You can find me on Facebook under the Xbox Achievement Community until it gets banned because it's a news group. I don't know. That would be harsh, actually. I shouldn't joke about that. You can catch me as Shadowless Edge under the Discord on True Achievements, and you can catch me under the Real Gamerscore tag on Twitter.
Alex, what about you, mate?
You can find me on Xbox, on Twitter, and in Discord. It's all the same, ProfessorPluto. I haven't streamed on Twitch in a long time, but you could find me there at ProfessorPluto1, I guess, if you really wanted to. I've been hearing you guys making the jokes about that too. I listen, unlike Kirby. I listen. I might be a bit behind,
Someone
but
has.
I listen.
We're testing him. We're testing.
Someone has to listen. All right. Well, I think that wraps up the show. Thanks, guys, for being here, and thank you, everyone, for listening. We'll catch you all next week.